Welcome back. So, in the last session, we discussed about what are the various ways in which we can actually maximize the benefit that we get from social media as marketers. So, today I thought that let's divide this and let's start talking about each one of them with a case study that I bring to you from an Indian or a global brand, which personally really inspires me a lot. So, starting with number one, driving brand salience. So, one of the very important things that social media really does for you and for your brand is the fact that they actually create a sense of a certain brand imagery that you want to communicate to your audiences. So, like I said, that brands are human after all, or at least you would want your brands to be perceived as human. So, it's very important for you to be able to convey the brand personality that you are going for as a marketer. One very interesting case study, and this is personally one of my favorite brands, is this superb campaign that Diesel did in the year 2019. I'm sure you all would have heard of Diesel or would have seen them in like a mall or at least online or somewhere nearby. As a marketer, Diesel's campaigns have really always won my heart. I feel that whenever I see a certain brand messaging coming through from them, I'm always one of the first people to want to go and see what they're really doing. Not only on social media but actually in store and everywhere else. I think they have a very great repute in creating a very unified and a very strong positioning statement for everything that they do as a part of their campaigns. One of their award-winning campaigns, and this is actually a big one because it won almost all major marketing awards, and one of the reasons for that was that this was very clutter-breaking. Back in the year 2019, e-commerce had taken over the world. I mean, we were all shopping from Amazon, Flipkarts, Mintras of the world. And also another very interesting thing that the convenience that comes with e-commerce is the fact that you can actually get the article home, try it out as per your convenience, and then actually send it back if you don't like it. This, while the biggest convenience for us, is actually proving, or actually at that point proving to be a big problem for all the brands that were selling online. What was happening was that people would call for clothes, people would actually try them at home, possibly even wear it to a party or so and then return it. I know all of you who's watching this, you all know deep down somewhere that thought has crossed your mind if you've not already done it. But yeah, I mean, global statistics at that point of time said that 1 in 5 people shopping for fashion retail online were actually returning products after wearing it. I know it sounds kind of weird, but like what happened then was that all of these fashion e-commerce players actually started cribbing about it. There were massive outros from campaigns, from all the bigger brands. Like for example, Amazon, ASOS, Myntra, all of these people started figuring out solutions that how do we stop this from happening? Because it's actually impacting their bottom line. When I say bottom line, it's actually taking a hit on their profits or, whatever margins they're making. And at the end of the day, after a product comes back to their warehouse from the return, shipping perspective, it's not always that it's going to be in a sellable condition. A lot of times they had to write off those articles, which was causing them huge losses. One such brand was Diesel. Diesel actually was, on the verge of filing for bankruptcy in the States, in the USA, and then that's when they came up with this masterstroke of a campaign. Here, what Diesel did was that. Anyway, they knew that, the customer insight was that people were wearing their clothes and returning, right? So Diesel said, don't hesitate. Actually, try them on, wear them, and then return it. Diesel's bold move actually got a lot of raised eyebrows from the market. All the marketers around were saying, what is Diesel even talking? I mean, what are these guys even thinking? How can they actually encourage their user base to go out, try their products, and then return it? But this was the masterstroke that came in a sea of brands talking about how they're going to blacklist people who have multiple returns, people trying to put return fees and all of that for their customers and causing them inconvenience. Here was a brand that actually resonated with all the youngsters out there. And mind you, I'm sure if you've ever walked into a Diesel store, you'll know that their target customer is actually the youth of the country that they operate in. This was something that really struck a chord. And contrary to what people initially predicted, Diesel actually saw some very positive results. The sales with this, after this campaign aired and after this became a social media sensation, because suddenly people and all of their loyal customer base were actually posting pictures of Diesel garments with their tags out. In fact, very interestingly, when they hosted the launch party for this collection, they said that everybody needs to come in a diesel garment but not remove the tag, because if they'd like, they can actually return it after wearing it to the party. This masterstroke of a campaign actually made them increase 25% in their overall sales numbers. And also, very, very interestingly, the return rates actually went down by 9%. And that is what you call driving a very, very strong brand message using the power of social media. It led to millions of impressions all across the internet by their loyal customer base, lots of UGC coming in, and trust me, we all know as marketers that when user-generated content comes into play, that's pretty much the most effective form of marketing, because this is coming to you free of cost from genuine consumers who are trying and buying and talking now about your products. So yes, this diesel case study has my heart, and I'm sure it'll have yours as well. We'll watch a short clip. First, we'll see the campaign, the ad campaign that Diesel actually aired, and then we'll see a short clip which talks about the efficacy of the campaign to help you understand this better.
Any items acquired can be returned, with all tags still attached and in their original packaging. All products offer bear an identification label and must be tried on without removing the tag. The products must be in the same condition they were received in. The clothes must not show signs of use, wear, wash, or damage in any way. Well, anyway, all items have to be returned with their labels in order to be accepted. So in case of buying, wearing, and returning clothes, remember to enjoy before returning.
Have you heard of wardrobing?
A lot of people do that. They wear something once and then they return it.
This is a type of shopping fraud that 1 in 5 of us are guilty of committing.
Apparently it's a big problem. Retailers say that it costs them $15 billion a year.
It's highly immoral, in my opinion.
Any items acquired can be returned, with all tags still attached and in their original packaging. All products offer bear an identification label and must be tried on without removing the tag. So in case of buying, wearing, and returning clothes, remember to enjoy before returning.